Tekla does some amazing work. She's just an absolutely fierce advocate, and I'm going to let her explain to you what her organization does. And thank you so much, Tekla, for coming tonight.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's really a great pleasure to stand before you today as the founder and president of BC Alpha, the Association for Learning and Preserving the History of World War II in Asia. Our organization is dedicated to advocating for global human rights and peace by educating people about historical facts surrounding the atrocities committed by the Japanese Imperial Army during World War II in Asia, which we refer to as the Asian Holocaust. We also support the just and long overdue redress for the victims of this horrific chapter in history. First and utmost, I would like to express my gratitude to Carrie, to Marjolein, and of course her father Peter, for allowing me to be part of the launch of this new book, The Linguist Family. And then at BC Alpha, we are truly honored to have sponsored the publication of this remarkable book. You may be wondering why we at BC Alpha have chosen to support this particular book. Allow me to share with you the stories of how we became connected with the Dutch survivors and the meaningful work we have been doing together over the past 27 years. Prior to the formal establishment of our organization in 1997, we held a photo exhibition in both the Vancouver and Richmond libraries in December 1996. The exhibits focused on the Asian Holocaust, depicting the Nanking Massacre, Japan's military sexual slavery system, biological and chemical warfare, and the treatment of prisoners of war. I vividly recall a moment during the exhibition when a Caucasian gentleman in his late 60s approached me and said, "Oh, finally, someone is telling our stories." At that time, I had limited knowledge about the atrocities committed against the Dutch people in the then Dutch East Indies. This gentleman turned out to be Captain Marius van Nutten, who was only 11 years old when he was first abducted and placed in a concentration camp by his Japanese captors. He shared with me the profound impact that his experience as a child prisoner of war had on his life. Captain van Nutten immigrated to Canada in 1954, starting as a humble potato peeler seaman. In 1977, he fulfilled his lifelong dream of becoming a captain of oil tankers. However, he was forced to retire in 1983 due to the effects of the post-traumatic stress disorder caused by his traumatic experiences in the concentration camps. Captain van Nutten revealed that he was not only the only person alone in dealing with this long-lasting effect of PTSD. Many other Dutch survivors faced similar struggles. In response, he and a few others formed a supporting organization called the August 15, 1945 Foundation in British Columbia, as well as in other provinces across Canada. The foundation hosts an annual commemoration event on August 15 at the Cenotaph in Right Walk to honor those who lost their life during World War II in Asia. They also have monthly lunch gatherings to provide support for one another. Captain van Nutten kindly invited me to these events, granting me the privilege of getting to know many Dutch survivors. And I'm very happy to introduce to you Mr. William. He is also one of the members and even, a former president of the August 15, 1945 Foundation and organized commemorations at the Cenotaph in Right Rock. Thank you very much for coming tonight. And Actually, Marius even introduced me to the foundation's parent organization in Holland called the Japanese Honorary Debts Foundation. In short, they call themselves JES. And in year 2000, I was invited by JES to Holland to join the protests against the visit of the Japanese Emperor Akihito, son of the wartime Emperor Hirohito. We followed the emperor during his visit to various cities and demanded a formal apology and compensation for the victims of the Asian Holocaust to be passed in the Japanese parliament. One of BC Alpha's crucial objectives is to ensure that survivors' stories are kept alive. So as part of these efforts, we invited Asian Holocaust survivors, including those of Dutch descent living in Canada, to record their stories of DVD for educational purposes. So these are the DVDs, that we did for some Dutch survivors, and if you're interested, you can take a package of our bookmark where our website is there, and then in the website you can find these survivor stories if you are interested. Okay, so feel free to take it. And these recordings actually were accompanied by a comprehensive teaching resource guide. This one is called The Human Rights in the Asia Pacific 1931 to 1945, Social Responsibility and Global Citizenship. This guide actually is developed and published by the BC Ministry of Education and has been invaluable in educating young minds about the atrocities committed during that period. Captain Van Noten played a very important role as a witness to the atrocities committed to the Imperial Japanese forces, providing first-hand account that have left an indelible impact. Over the years, BC Alpha has collaborated with Captain Van Noten and the August 15, 1945 Foundation on many projects related to Asian Holocaust education. One significant initiative has been our annual International Human Rights Day Student Symposium. We have been honored to have survivors and witnesses share their stories at this symposium. In fact, Peter, author of the book, The Linguist's Family, he also graciously accepted our invitation to speak at our year 2014 International Human Rights Day Student Symposium, where he captivated an audience of 300 young students with his eye-opening experiences and unwavering resilience. His presence left an indelible impression on these young minds, emphasizing the importance of preserving memories and experience from turbulent times. It is worth noting that Captain Van Noten passed away in year 2019 at the age of 89, leaving behind a remarkable legacy. Here's a booklet about Marius. So if you're interested, feel free to take a look. Actually, BC Alpha's work is rooted in the values of universal human rights, justice, reconciliation, and peace, transcending ethnic and cultural backgrounds. While many of our members are of Chinese descent, we have worked closely with individuals of Japanese, Korean, Filipino, and Dutch backgrounds. We firmly believe that, in addition to militarism, colonialism, nationalism, and authoritarianism are significant catalysts for war and must be addressed. The Linguist's Family, authored by Peter and Marjolein, is not merely a powerful memoir providing a vivid and personal account of one family's experience during the Japanese invasion of the Dutch East Indies in World War II. It serves as a reminder of the complex political, economic, and social forces that shaped the world during the mid-20th century. The book fearlessly examined the Netherlands' involvement in colonial ventures driven by capitalist interests, while also shedding light on the often overlooked violence perpetrated by Dutch military forces in the Dutch East Indies. I understand that it is not an easy task to confront the dark chapter of history of one's country of origin. Many progressive individuals of Japanese descent who urge the Japanese government to acknowledge Japan's war crimes are unfortunately subject to political pressure, such as Marco's father, Mr. Tatsukage, and some even have to face death threats. I genuinely hope that Peter and Marjolein have not faced any undue pressure from their own community in sharing this narrative. As someone who has experienced criticism from my own community due to my support for the struggle of the Hong Kongers for freedom and democracy, as well as my denouncement of the Chinese Communist Party regime's interference in Canada's freedom and democratic election system, I have come to understand the weight of such pressures. Therefore, I express my utmost respect to Peter and Marjolein for their courageous work in shedding light on this critical aspect of history, providing the Dutch public with a much needed spotlight. Once again, I extend my sincere gratitude to Carrie, Marjolein, and Peter for allowing me to be part of this momentous occasion. I wish the Linguist family tremendous success as it continues to educate and inspire teachers, fostering a deeper understanding of our shared history and the importance of preserving the lessons learned from the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tekla. Thank you so much. I just have a little gift for you, actually. This is ceremonial, and I'm just really pleased to offer you this tobacco, recognizing the importance of your work and your presence here today. And so, thank you very much.
How should I take it? Roll it or just?
You can burn it ceremonially, or you can give them away one at a time if you need to.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tekla. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so proud to know Tekla. She's a fireball if ever there was one. And